Most people overpay for tower speakers like this. Here's why this pair is different. I've tested a lot of high-end audio gear, and the Definitive Technology Dymension DM70s stand out because they actually deliver immersive sound without the usual markup. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. These aren't your average bookshelf-style towers. They're full-size, with 4 BDSS mid/bass drivers, a dedicated 10-inch subwoofer, and a high-performance tweeter. That's a lot of drivers for the price, and it shows when you play anything from deep orchestral pieces to explosive movie soundtracks. I hooked them up to my AV receiver and ran a few test tracks. Dolby Atmos content sounded like it was coming from all around me, not just the front soundstage. The bipolar arrays help scatter sound off the walls, which makes the listening area feel bigger than it really is. If you've ever sat in a room where the bass feels flat or the highs sound harsh, these speakers smooth it out. They're forgiving with placement too. You don't need to be an audiophile to get good results. I also ran some music through them: jazz trios, rock albums, even a few EDM tracks. The mid-range is where these really shine. Vocals and instruments sit right in the middle of the soundstage, with enough detail to pick out subtle nuances. The tweeter handles highs without getting shrill, and the subwoofer gives you chest-thumping lows without overpowering the rest of the mix. I tried them at moderate volumes and cranked them up to party levels, and they held up well in both scenarios. That's important if you like to host movie nights or game with friends and want consistent performance. Another thing I appreciate is the build quality. The cabinets are solid, the grills are magnetic, and the finish looks premium. They're not lightweight, so they won't vibrate or buzz on the floor. I also like that they're timbre-matched with other Dymension components. If you ever decide to add in-wall speakers or a center channel later, they'll blend seamlessly. That kind of future-proofing saves you from having to replace everything down the line. Setup was straightforward. I connected them to my receiver using banana plugs, powered them up, and ran Odyssey room correction. The whole process took about 20 minutes, and I didn't need any special tools. If you're not using room correction, you might need to tweak the EQ a bit to match your room, but that's true of most tower speakers. Now, they're not perfect for every situation. They're big, over 4 feet tall, and pretty heavy. If you live in a small apartment or need to move them often, that could be a hassle. They also need some space to breathe. Push them too close to a wall, and the bass can get boomy. But if you have the room, they reward you with a rich, layered sound that fills the space. I've had these for a few weeks now, and they've become my go-to speakers for everything from late-night listening to weekend movie marathons. They're not cheap, but they're priced closer to what you'd expect from separates, not a single tower pair. If you want immersive, detailed sound without the complexity of a full surround system, these are worth a serious look. If you're still on the fence, check out the link below. It's the same one in the description if you want to see the current price and specs. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Definitive Technology Dymension DM70 large tower speaker, with adjustable bipolar arrays, for BDSS mid/bass woofers and tweeter, 3XR architecture with 10-inch subwoofer, Dolby Atmos/DTS X ready, pair, black sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like Dymension speakers showcase our flagship acoustic innovations and select Dymension speakers feature built-in subwoofers, passive actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Definitive Technology Dymension DM70 large tower speaker, with adjustable bipolar arrays, for BDSS mid/bass woofers and tweeter, 3XR architecture with 10-inch subwoofer, Dolby Atmos/DTS X ready, pair, black usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.